You know, with the YouTube channel, I get the question all the time, how do I grow my company? We were just at Printing United. I had multiple people stop me in the aisle as we're walking down the aisle and they say, how do I grow my company? Or what books are you reading? Or what system are you using to grow FireSprint? Well, I will say that right now we are using Traction. And we just started Traction in the last year. And Traction is an amazing system. And if you have not read this book, I do recommend you pick it up. I heard of it from an old friend of mine at Midwest Sign and Screen back when they existed. And that was like 10 years ago. And just in the last year, we've really implemented it. And I absolutely love it. You can check it out if you like. But before Traction, I would say the most prominent system was 2-Second Lean. We've also tried things with Extreme Ownership and the 1 Minute Manager. These are great books too. But I'll tell you, I will say that we used 2-Second Lean for almost a decade. Really phenomenal book. It's a really easy read. And when we were like 10 people, I think it really gave us some movement. But I have a document, and we'll put a link down below to it. But it's titled "Why Any Good System Works If You Commit to It." And I don't know that any one of these is all that important. I don't know what book I'm reading should matter all that much to anybody else out there. If there's something that I've learned in the 18 years of owning and running FireSprint, being the CEO, is that the commitment to something is far more important to exactly what you're committing to. And so there's really 4 reasons why any reasonable good system will work. If you believe in it, if you grab the book, read it, and you're like, this is for me, especially as an owner or as a shareholder, any of them are going to work. And here's why. Commitment creates momentum. So this is number 1. When a leadership team truly commits to the framework, the noise fades. It really gets everybody moving in the same direction. One of the things they talk about in Traction is if you can really get a business rowing in the same direction, the economy, the competitors, the profit margins, none of that stuff matters. Getting everybody moving in one direction is actually far more important than any external factor that you would face in a business. So that momentum, which carries me into clarity, unifies the team. So we know what we're going to work on tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. When you have a system that you're working to, when people come in my office and they say, XYZ question, how are we going to handle this situation? I've read Traction probably 5 times. I listen to it in the car and everything else. I refer back to this almost like it's my business Bible. And whether it was Traction or 10 years ago, it was 2-Second Lean, I was doing the same thing, or Extreme Ownership, I was doing the same thing. And it kind of gets us on the same page. And so then sometimes they even come in before they come and ask me a question, they reference the book. And then we're like on the same page automatically because we have that unified kind of system. Discipline drives results. So sticking to a system, obviously, I'll just read it here. Systems institutionalize good leadership behaviors. Accountability. Accountability is key. Transparency and focus. You don't have to wing it every week. The process ensures you're measuring, reflecting, and improving. And so, that's what all of these systems will ask you to clarify your values, clarify your mission. They may call them different things, but essentially like everybody gets on the old cliche, the same page, right? And then belief inspires culture. So you take all these convictions and this consistency and what you're doing day to day, and you say, this is how we're going to operate the business. A culture starts to build around that. And some would argue, I would argue, that a strong culture in your business is the most powerful driving force in your business. It really helps people make good decisions. It attracts the right types of people. Maybe even more importantly, it gets the wrong kinds of people out of the seats. But it's without a belief, without like some kind of system in your business to kind of pin things and ideas to, it's hard to start to establish what your culture truly is, especially if you're a very small business. But I suppose it's at every level. But there are some pitfalls to watch out for. Pick your system. There's a ton of great ones out there, but pick your system, but don't get stuck in dogmatic thinking. Don't allow shallow adoption. Don't ignore fit and timing. So we weren't ready for Traction when I first heard about it 10 years ago. We were very ready for it last year. I would say we were very ready for 2-Second Lean 10 years ago. I would say today we're not as ready. This just doesn't fit our business anymore. So make sure you do have the right fit, but as an owner, the one that you believe in. I think we'll connect. And don't forget about the why. Tools lose power without philosophy. Always anchor back to the purpose, clarity, accountability, and continuous improvement of your system. So this one pager here is available for download if it just helps you. But if you leave with one thing, if you've got a book on your shelf that you've read 3 times and you're like, I really love this and I want to implement it in my business, if you believe in it and you come in consistently day after day through the thick and thin, trying to implement the same system over and over again, it's going to work. It's going to drive your business forward. You're going to grow. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You guys, if you like this kind of content, we love making this kind of content. But to tell us that, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you would also like to work with us, we would love to work with you. Please check us out at firesprint.com.